Hello everyone, thank you for watching this video. So as you can see here, we also don't have class in week 3. This is due to a personal conflict. I'm a full-time high school math teacher, so I have my back to school night tonight. So I'm sorry we couldn't meet again, and that kind of puts us in an awkward spot since we met on week 1. Last week was Labor Day, and then this week we have off as well due to the personal conflict that I have. So I do appreciate you all working with me on this. If you have any questions, especially because we haven't seen each other in a couple weeks, feel free to reach out to me. I can say for the most part, you all are handling it really, really well with completing your assignments on time and giving some really good project ideas and project submissions. So keep up the good work, and we'll keep on rolling with this hybrid class. And obviously, with these last 2 weeks, it's more of an online class than a hybrid class, but that's okay. So I want to just make this video to go through some key details for the week, make sure you know where everything is, and then also just kind of help you out with some of the topics. So first off, this is our weekly schedule. As I said, we don't have class tonight. I'm going to roll through project 1. The next part of this process is your final submission, and then it will be your survey and spreadsheet submission. So we're going to go over that as well. As a reminder, your final submission for project 0 was due is due this Thursday evening at midnight, and then what's called the survey and spreadsheet submission is going to be due the following Thursday. And it makes a note here that you should include a link to your survey and then the spreadsheet with where your responses will go, not that you need to have your responses at that time. And then the deadline for the survey responses will be the following Thursday, which would be the 26th. Okay. Now for your Edpuzzle videos, which are like our in-class activities we'd cover in person, you have Edpuzzle 4A, 4B, 4C, 4D, and 4E. Okay, and I will make a weekly schedule, recommended weekly schedule that I'll send out with this video as well. Right. So I put a reminder there for your Edpuzzles. Looks like the other 3 are missing, but yes, they should be here. Your lesson 4 practice, the previews 5A to 6C, and then your next project 1 checkpoint is the survey and spreadsheet submission. So that's where we're going with that. So again, you're going to be covering 4A to 4E, so I'll just skip through the slides that we would do in class. And again, your goal is to make sure that you watch them and follow along in your notebooks or on your digital copies of the in-class activities. So now let's go ahead and introduce the Project 1 survey and spreadsheet submission. I'm going to show you where that is on D2L. There is a video guide. As a reminder, you do have your Project 0 final submission due this Thursday, and that's just making edits based off the feedback I gave you on your checkpoint so that things can be finalized. I'll give you even more feedback if there's anything that needs to change before you start to make your surveys on your Google form, which the video will walk you through here in a second. So make sure you do this by Thursday. And again, just like last week, I'll give you feedback on Friday or Saturday. You're going to see your feedback under clicking assignments, find assignment, and click feedback unseen. And then lastly, again, this is the due date for that next part of this process, which is the project 1 officially, the survey and spreadsheet submission. So let me go ahead and show you where that is on our course page. So again, I'm going to go to content and then click on course projects. Okay, and as a reminder, this is where you found the template for project 0. At the bottom, you have your template and the video guides. And again, your final submission, you will be able to submit under activities, assignments, and you're going to go down to project 0 final submission. That's due Thursday evening, like Thursday the 12th. Okay, the next part, I'm going to go back to content and then course projects. The next part is project 1. Okay, so just kind of looking at the overview for this. So project 1, the project data collection plan is your summative assessment for units 1 and 2. It's the foundation for all of your projects. It assesses your comprehension for creating graphical displays, interpreting descriptive statistics, and analyzing data using correlation and regression. So it's a continuation of what we did in project 0. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is download this descriptive statistics and correlation project template. Just like project 0, you're going to have a template for project 1, which I'll show you here in a second. All right, let me just bring that over here. All right, good. All right, so again, this is the checkpoint. It has some of the information I just talked about. And an overview, I mean, basically you're going to be walking us through the statistics that you collect on your survey here in a second, right? So we're going to be looking at, rewriting the names of our variables, analyzing statistics with technology, visualizing those displays, and really, interpreting those displays. So it's really this number 1 through 6, okay? Now, we cannot do any of that because you haven't collected the data yet, right? So before we can really officially do project 1, we have a little bit more work to do in this project 0, okay? So I'm going to go back to project 0. Okay, sorry, I'm a little back and forth here. Okay, so the next part of our process for this project, and I'm going to download the template just so you can see what I see here. The next part of this process is as you scroll past number 6, the next steps, you're going to submit your completed project and data plan checkpoint, which you've already done, and then you're submitting your final submission by Thursday. After that, like I said, I'll give you timely feedback this upcoming weekend. You're going to read the feedback, and then you're going to use the feedback to create a Google form, right? So here's a hyperlink for a Google form that I'm going to click on. And of course, it's making me log in. Okay, but anyway, I'll show you that in a second. And your Google form, it's going to basically be, let me go ahead and Google it here. Google form. Right, it'll basically look something like this, right? So you're going to create basically a new form. And within that form, you're going to title your survey, like, I could say survey about football, right? Since we're focused on football, but not the Ravens who lost this past week, okay? And I might give a description. Thanks for filling out my survey. It is for my statistics class, ... Your responses will be kept private and confidential. Okay, so you can put whatever you want your survey respondents to respond with. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and take the questions that we created in the project 0 and start to put them in, right? Such as, what is your gender, right? And I can give options, male, female, non-binary, other, and so on, right? Okay, and then I could add, other questions. Questions that elicit a numerical response, you want to make sure you change this to say short answer. And for example, like, what is your age? Right, that way they have to respond with a number. And I could even say your age in years, right, if I want to be specific with units, okay? That way I know they all are responding with years and not months for some reason, okay? So that's how we would do it. And basically you're going to send this out. When you send it out, there's one key thing. If you go to the settings first, if you go to settings, under form defaults, you want to make sure it says do not collect. If it might automatically have it as required to be Del Tech students, so make sure you do that. Responses, again, do not collect emails. Again, the Del Tech will automatically do that, so make sure that's off. And then I would also take off this restrict to users. That way you can send it to your friends and family, especially if they're not connected to Del Tech. Okay. So once you do that, then once you send it out with this link, it'll look something like this. Now mine's not completed, but this is the basic idea. And I'll see 2 options. One where I can put a numerical value in. I'm not 25. I wish I was. I'm 30. And then, you can type the gender in and then press submit, and you'll actually receive responses from that. So I'm going to give you a picture of that. And then actually, like in a couple weeks, or by the 26th, we want to have data collected. You can actually see your responses if you click this link, go to responses and click link to sheets and create a new Google Sheet. And what's neat is it'll actually track everyone who responds to your survey. You'll have all of your data. You can copy and paste the data, right into the applets. So it's really nice. Google Forms is really nice for that. Now that was just a quick rundown, right? I know there's a lot more to building a Google Form and really making it your own. Here's a video that you can watch to really help you take your Project 0 responses and put into a Google Form.
This is why
I think it's Miss Miss Sherman. She walks us through how to do that. So I would definitely recommend watching that video to help you out so that you can kind of keep progressing with your project. And again, she's going to tell you very similar to what I did, but in much more detail, how to create a Google form and how to go through with submitting the next part. Okay, so that's that. So again, that part isn't due until not this Thursday, but the following. So that's due the 19th, right? So again, as a reminder, you have your Project 0 final submission due this Thursday, and then the following Thursday we have our survey and spreadsheet submission. So I would say, just, if you can work ahead, great. Like, I'll try to give you feedback ahead of time if possible. You guys are going to start to notice my pattern with grading is that like Saturdays are my really big grading day. So if you submit something on Monday, I might not get to it till Friday or Saturday, and that's okay. So just kind of hold off. But if I can get to it, I will. So feel free to submit early if you want. Okay. So that's the next part of the project. Here's the suggested schedule I'll send out with this video. So this is what we would cover in class. So I have the 3 ed puzzles listed for tonight. The other 2 ed puzzles I have listed for tomorrow. The lesson for practice on Wednesday, preview 5A and 6A on Thursday, preview 6B and 6C on Friday, and then project 1 on Saturday. And we are finally at the point in the semester where I can kind of make the assignment schedule to have a day off. So I said Sunday, take off and just relax and watch some football, okay, and hopefully cheer for the Ravens, okay. All right, so that's that. Not that you need to sign in or anything because we didn't have class, but that's our goal for this week. Again, please reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm happy to help you. I will say, especially because we're not meeting again this week, if you need to attend Thursday night for some drop-in hours, just send me an email. We can set up an appointment anywhere from 5 to 7 p.m. And, a lot of times when I meet with the students, it's only for 20 minutes, so don't feel like you got to stick around. In fact, the appointments I set up are really for about 20 minutes, okay? And, if that time doesn't work, just let me know, especially because we don't have class tonight. We can figure something out. All right, cool. So with that, thanks so much for being a great class. Sorry I haven't seen you in a couple weeks, and we'll get back to it in person next week. All right. So with that, have a great day. See you. Bye.